The PSL has officially charged KAIZER Chiefs, and others wrote and said KAIZER Chiefs is in hot water, and they spoke as if KAIZER Chiefs are yet to lose, or they are already losing 6 points, or they've already lost 6 points because PSL has charged them. But I beg to differ, because when you are called into a hearing, it does not necessarily mean you are found guilty. Otherwise, there's no purpose of hearing. You know what I'm saying? And then, please listen to this video until the end, because I have to break it down for you. I'm going to be following this case until the end, but I have to break it down for you. The loopholes in this case, and how PSL are trying to play smart, and how KAIZER Chiefs can win this case. Now, let's start with KAIZER Chiefs now. And then we're looking at the laws of government, what the government says. The government says that if you are my friend and I am positive, found to be coronavirus positive, you, as a friend of me who was with me, you must quarantine. Now, this is what happened. At KAIZER Chiefs camp, about 31 people were found to be positive with coronavirus. Now, they have to quarantine. But now, the problem is they were in the midst of other people. So, everybody, in fact, has to quarantine. In fact, majority of KAIZER Chiefs has to go into quarantine. That's why the last 3 games before the December break, Stuart Baxter was not there, because Atazwane was not positive, but he was working with Stuart Baxter, who was positive. Now, according to the Department of Health, both Stuart Baxter and Atazwane had to quarantine, but Atazwane will go into a quarantine less period as opposed to Stuart Baxter, because they must just make sure that they must always keep testing him and see if really he is positive. So KAIZER Chiefs in that aspect followed the protocols from the South African Department of Health. Now, one tick. On the other hand, the PSL made the other clubs to sign a particular thing saying that they must play even if they were to suffer coronavirus things. You know what I'm saying? So that goes against the principles of the South African government. Now, I also said in the other video, SAFA wrote to all the football federation and say, please obey the health protocols prescribed by the Department of Health in your country, prescribed by the government in your country, and PSL obeyed and paused the league. So that's number one. So you see PSL on the other hand complying with the health protocols, on the other hand trying to violate the same health protocols. Now that's what landed the PSL into this dilemma. Number two, what landed the PSL into the dilemma is because when KAIZER Chiefs wrote to them, they should have acted as the English Premier League did with them, or they've done. In the previous case, the English Premier League, when Tottenham Hotspur came to say we have got coronavirus issues, Tottenham Hotspur, it's like they wrote around 9 o'clock to the English Premier League management, and the English Premier League management respond at 11 o'clock with a conclusive statement to say, we are postponing your match, treat the coronavirus issues, and then come back when you are okay. There was no problems. There was nothing that would have been a problem between these two. Now, the PSL has landed themselves into this problem. Now, they allowed the game between Captain City to actually, it's almost like it was about to play. So, Captain City traveled, and then the issues of golden arrows. Now, the problem here is, if PSL decide not to charge KAIZER Chiefs, not to found KAIZER Chiefs guilty, even if they see that they will lose the case. The problem is they stand a chance to lose respect from all the other football clubs. That will bring them into dispute, and people will disrespect them. That's one. Number two, is that they want to pay. They have to pay. If they say KAIZER Chiefs go play against Golden Arrows, go play against Captain City, as you were supposed to, then they have to compensate these two clubs, because these two clubs, there was some expenditures that occur as they were preparing for that game, and they even went to the game. Now the PSL then they are left with one option, and the option is trying to find something within KAIZER Chiefs that they can hold on to, you understand, to redeem their dignity. 1, 2, not to pay the two clubs, Golden Arrows and Cape Town City, because as I've explained in the previous. Now, because of that, then they had that's the chess that the PSL will play. They will have to find a little bit loophole in the KAIZER Chiefs story, so that they can then charge them guilty, knowing exactly that KAIZER Chiefs will appeal and the probabilities are they will win the case. But they know that at least if KAIZER Chiefs win the case not directly in the PSL, then that would mean they will not have to compensate Golden Arrows. They will not have to compensate Cape Town City. It's gonna take a different turn now. The PSL would have. So you see where we're going now. So with the hearing, in every organization, if ever an organization, even with security guards, if they found a security guard sleeping in the post during night, they will then maybe take that evidence and then they will suspend the person and say, come to hearing on this particular date, because a hearing is a prerequisite. So in this case, KAIZER Chiefs was supposed to there was supposed to be a hearing between the PSL and KAIZER Chiefs, so where facts will be presented. I was not shocked about the hearing. You know what I'm saying? I'm only looking forward to the result, because I'm interested in the chess that the PSL are trying to play. But I know for a fact that the PSL might do 1 or 2, might try to play it safe and trying to redeem their dignity and not to pay Golden Arrows, so that, you know what I'm saying, so not to bring a lot of disrespect. But the bottom line is that KAIZER Chiefs will end up winning this case, because after PSL, maybe they will appeal this to the sport arbitration, and from there maybe they will also go to the court of the land. I don't know. But one thing I know is that according to the government laws, KAIZER Chiefs have a lot of advantages, unless there is something they are not telling us. But based on what KAIZER Chiefs told us, KAIZER Chiefs has all the chances to win the case. I just do not see how the PSL will survive this one. But nevertheless, things happen. Maybe you know what I'm saying. But now, the last thing that I want us to focus on now is that this case is not going to be the case unless the PSL rules in favor of KAIZER Chiefs. But other than that, this case is not going to end now. Why I'm saying that is because KAIZER Chiefs have just boosted their legal department by hiring Norman Arends, who is a well-known advocate in the not only in the sport fraternity, but also even outside. He was there during the state capture. He has also been there. He is a well-known advocate with a good reputation as far as the law is concerned. So by them for KAIZER Chiefs to bring him, it means something. It means they are preparing for a serious fight. So this is what is going to happen, because the PSL said they want to wrap up everything before the end of the season. But I see this problem. If things happens in the other way, I see this dragging even way after the league has ended. We might find ourselves in a similar case like the one of Royal AM versus Sekhukhune United and versus PSL. We might find ourselves in a similar situation. But you know what? Because looking at now, looking at the months that are left now, it is okay, the case will be decided on, we will get the outcome after the 21st of January. That means we are left with February, March, April, May. Usually the leagues ends around the middle of May. We don't know, because there was this curve that is happening during January period. probably the league will end on the first week or second week of June, because they also wanna give rest to the players and the other teams, so that come August the league resume again. So you're looking at that, and you're looking at it's about February, March, April, May. So probably June. Looking at the time that is left, if PSL rules in favor of KAIZER Chiefs, perhaps they are yet to fight Cape Town City and Golden Arrows, who will want them to compensate them, and also, they will fight for the inconsistency. Other than that, if they rule not in favor of KAIZER Chiefs will appeal, and then, that process itself, it's going to take long. For instance, if KAIZER Chiefs go straight to the sport arbitration, they will take their time. Probably a month or two, they give the verdict. And then after that, maybe let's say they rule in favor of PSL, then KAIZER Chiefs take the matter to the public court. That, for a court to sit down, you don't know, you know what I'm saying? For a court to sit down and discuss your case, you just don't know when. But probably they will also take 2 months to decide on the case. That's already 5 months. So you see the process that we are. So we are yet to see a long battle, but at the end of the day, I see KAIZER Chiefs winning. Hey, so what happened now? This is where it gets fun. So what happened if the league ends in May, and the final judgment comes at the beginning of June, and the judgment by the court says, go replay the games. There are 2 games. And remember in that case, let's say for instance, Mamelodi Sundowns, I'm making an example. They have about 60 points, while KAIZER Chiefs has got 53 points, excluding these 2 games. And the league says, and the court says, go replay these games. And then probably now they have to play these 2 games. You see the dilemma. We are yet to see a drama. But at the end of the drama, I see KAIZER Chiefs winning the case. But I will be with you, and I will take you through. Thank you very much.